music under, warm vintage montage. The 1950s were more than jukebox smiles and sock hops. R&B was pushing boundaries, stirring hearts, and sometimes setting off the censors, while stars like Ray Charles and Ruth Brown were shaping the sound of America. Plenty of other records winked at the rules, and a few were almost banned outright. Tonight, 15 tracks that rattled the era. Let's ride. 15. Big Maybelle. The first note. Big Maybelle hit felt like a room rearranging itself. Born Mabel Smith in Tennessee, she moved from gospel to the hard-edged R&B sound of the early 1950s and carried a voice that could crack the air and then soothe it. All in one phrase. Her 1956 recording of Candy became a touchstone of deep soul. A record that proved a woman could be at once tender and volcanic. Labels rotated through her, but her tone, gravel, and gospel fire left fingerprints on a generation of singers who followed. Wikipedia. 14. 60-Minute Man. The Dominoes released in 1951. 60-Minute Man was brazen, boastful, and gloriously frank. Bass singer Bill Brown fronted a lyric that bragged about stamina
2 minutes of broom laptop.
in ways pop radio had rarely heard. Federal records put it out, and despite, or because of, the double entendres, the song crossed racial lines and hit the pop charts, helping nudge R&B toward rock and roll's coming swagger. 13. Hound Dog. Big Mama Thornton. Long before Elvis turned it into a worldwide smash, Big Mama Thornton recorded Hound Dog for Peacock in the early 50s and made it thunder. Willie Mae. Big Mama Thornton sang with a grit and authority that flipped the song from flirtation to full-on clapback. Some programmers didn't know what to do with a black woman who sounded so unapologetic, but juke joints and blues clubs loved it. Her version lit the fuse for countless later covers. 12. I Got a Woman. Ray Charles. Ray Charles's I Got a Woman, 1954, fused gospel-style delivery with secular lyrics and felt like a small sacrilege to some church leaders. That fusion, sacred phrasing applied to everyday desire, angered religious gatekeepers, but also birthed soul's signature tension between the sacred and the sensual. The controversy didn't stop the song. It helped define a whole new sound. 11. Dedicated to the one I love. The Five Royales.
3 now. But I like to say in behalf of the Five Royales.
The Five Royales weren't subtle. They planted gospel phrasing into pop forms.
Especially Jay Teledoggett for this privilege.
And made longing sound like prayer. Their 1957 take on Dedicated to the One I Love felt intimate and confessional. In a way that made polite radio blink. The record is a blueprint. You can trace later soul ballads back to how these guys framed vulnerability inside rhythm and harmony. shake, rattle, and roll. Big Joe Turner. Joe Turner's original 1954 recording was raw, raunchy, and deliciously suggestive, so much so that pop covers cleaned the lyrics for wider airplay. Turner's version kept the innuendo in the heat. It rocked clubs where dancers understood every wink. When mainstream acts sanitized it, the original still kept its streetwise reputation as one of the early bridges from R&B to rock and roll. 9. Fever. Little Willie John. Little Willie John's 1956. Fever is intimacy turned into a groove, sparse, tense, and breathy. The record feels like a whispered secret, at a time when R&B often aimed for louder excitement. This slow, simmering take made listeners uneasy and intrigued. Parents worried. No one can love you the way I do. Teenagers leaned in, and the song became one of those quiet, dangerous staples that covered into pop with very different textures. 8. Mama, He Treats Your Daughter Mean. Ruth Brown. He treats your daughter mean. Ruth Brown's sassy declaration cut through the polite image women were often expected to carry. Atlantic called her one of their biggest stars. She was literally called the one who kept the label afloat. This track put a woman's frustration on the dance floor and forced listeners to hear what had been simmering in barbershops and beauty parlors. Her boldness helped widen what women could sing about. 7. What Did I Say? Ray Charles Bourne from a live show improv in 1959. Oh, Lord, no. What Did I Say is one of the rawest, most electric records of the era. Ray's piano vamp, the call and response chants, and the suggestive moans blurred gospel fervor into carnal invitation. And some stations refused to play it. Teens, though, turned it into the sound of the new nightlife. Sweaty, ecstatic, and dangerously freeing. 6. Good Rockin' Tonight. Wynonie Harris. Wynonie Harris's 1948 recording celebrated nightlife and movement in a way older audiences found alarming. Good Rockin' Tonight and similar records were condemned in some papers for encouraging too much dancing. But their energy and attitude were central to the birth of rock and roll. When you hear early rock swagger, you're hearing Wynonie's grin echoing through the decades. 5. It's Too Soon to Know. The Orioles. In 1948, the Orioles slowed the world down with a trembling, intimate ballad that sounded like someone reading a diary under a blanket. Their lead, Sonny Till, sang with a vulnerability that didn't match mainstream expectations for black male performers at the time, and that emotional honesty made radio programmers uncomfortable, but listeners connected immediately. The Orioles' quiet style helped shape doo-wop and the slower soul ballads that followed. 4. Big long sliding thing. Dinah Washington.
That's all I want.
Dinah Washington wielded innuendo like a weapon. Her 1954 Big Long Slidin' Thing is tongue-in-cheek, witty,
That's all I want from you. Don't let me down.
and unabashedly grown. And stations that wanted squeaky clean radio sometimes balked.
Not one that comes and goes. That's all I want from you.
But audiences in jazz clubs and honky-tonks got the joke. And this kind of playful sexual wordplay paved the way for later blues women who refused to be coy. 3. The Twist. Hank Ballard and the Midnighters. Hank Ballard lit the fuse in 1959. Chubby Checker turned the spark into a national craze. The dance itself, twisting solo, hips free, terrified some parents, PTA groups, and church leaders who held emergency meetings asking schools to ban the move. Instead, the twist became emblematic of teenage freedom, showing how a simple rhythm and a simple step could become a cultural earthquake. 2. Lawdy Miss Clawdy. Lloyd Price. Lloyd Price's 1952 Lawdy Miss Clawdy, recorded at Cosimo Matassa's New Orleans studio, and featuring Fats Domino on piano, rapped swagger and youthful desire in a shuffling piano groove that crossed social lines. The record's energy helped break down barriers. White teenagers started sneaking into black clubs to hear songs like this, and authorities panicked even as the music slipped through and changed the country. 1. A Change Is Gonna Come. Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke wrote A Change Is Gonna Come after personal experiences with segregation and after being denied service at a whites-only motel.
A change gonna come. Oh,
Released in 1964, the song reads like a prayer and a prophecy.
beyond the sky.
Orchestral swells, aching strings, and a voice that sounds like hope with its sleeves rolled up. It became a civil rights touchstone.
Somebody keep telling me no.
Not always shouted, but felt, and remains one of the most enduring anthems of both soul and justice.
My brother,